we made it to the final regular season game of the year. Thanksgiving, Michigan MAC trophy, and bowl eligibility on the line. Pretty big week for this program.
Huge week, no question. We absolutely know what's at stake. We know our backs are against the wall. Guys are getting a couple extra days off, which is, obviously a great time a year for that, just both physically and then, the final push here with the end of the semester coming up. But got together Saturday morning and just, stay in rhythm, kind of practice. And one of the things that I love about our team, everybody wanted to be there. There was great juice and energy and, went by really fast. And so we're hard at work, putting the plans together, and I can't wait to get back together with them tomorrow afternoon.
Coach, everybody knows the plays, everybody's in condition, it's the final game of the regular season. So in your mind, what's the tipping point for this type of game? The work is in the barn, if you will. What makes the difference in this game Saturday at Kalamazoo?
Well, yeah, no, I would tell you that the work is not in the barn. We're in the beginning of the week of preparation, Every week there's a specific plan, and we've got to work the plan. We've got to know the plan. So, yeah, the guys are in shape, but we're also, have been beat up, and it's the end of the year, and there's guys who are playing that haven't played as much before. It's a big puzzle. I think, don't know inside of their locker room or anything like that. I just know inside of ours, but it's been a rough 3 weeks or month, for both programs. So, I think the start of it, is just, again, how do we respond, to a senior night that didn't go the way that, we all wanted it to go. There were lines waiting to talk to these guys, in the locker room after the game, with guys wanting to hug them and tell them they love them, and you know what I mean? It was, but Sunday's meeting, was really good. And then Sunday, it wasn't Sunday, but whatever day that was, right? And then the actual Saturday, was really good. So that's the first thing. And then, man, we got to have, these guys are good, and we've got to have plans. We got to work the plans this week. And then, on Saturday at 1:30, whoever brings, that whole response that's been 10 days, I think, for us, and maybe 11 for them, and all of that preparation, who's going to take care of the ball and take it away. You could look at that for us, just in the last 2 weeks. I think it's 1-7 in the turnover takeaway ratio. It's just not winning football. It's going to be a chilly day, and who knows what the precipitation will be like and whatnot. But I think both teams are, going to want to be able to run the football and play great defense. So I think that's what it's going to come down to.
Coach, what did it mean to you when you could walk by to your office every day and see that Michigan MAC trophy, and what's it been like not seeing it as you go to your office?
Yeah, we had a full, if you will, trophy case, for a year, and it was awesome. And now there's just a mural of it. And so, when it becomes a mural, it was like a recent memory, but it's not the actual trophy. And I want so badly for these guys to be able to hoist, that trophy, and all that comes with that. So, yeah, it's a big deal to us.
How's Cole Snyder recovering? I know he took a hard hit in that Buffalo game.
Yeah, he's good. I think it probably, it physically hurt. There's no question, but also surprised him. His eyes were downfield, on a 4th and 10, and trying to find somebody to get the ball to, and so I think it was painful, but also, surprising.
You've had some great defensive players at this university, but DeJonka put on the greatest tackling exhibition in FBS football this season with 22 tackles. Why? Like, why was he so able to get after the ball carrier in that game?
I do think it's a compilation. He's just gotten better and better. I think Coach Needham has done a great job with figuring him out, and he does that, I think at a really high level with our defense and all the personnel, and putting guys in positions where they can be successful. And then James, had the look in his eye, all week. Just like a Joey Zelinsky did. It's the sooner you realize it's going to be your last home game. Like if you could realize that last January and realize it's the last January 7th you're ever going to have as a college football player. It's the last first spring practice. It's the last August camp. It's the last first game. It's, you know what I mean? And then it's your last home game, in the factory. And I think our guys did a great job, and Junkum for sure he's had that ability all year really to realize and seize the moment. He's only been here since January. It's been, I think, I don't want to put words in his mouth, I think it's just been an awesome, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
10 or 11 months for him, and I think he played that way. But yeah, he was off the ball and he was on the ball, and just the ways that, Coach Needham put the plan together. He's tough to block.
When you look at Wolf and this Western Michigan offense, what are you up against?
Well, they got us good last year now, and so we don't, don't forget that in terms of what they were able to do, after I think we beat them 4 straight years, and they got us good both offensively and defensively last year. And so the starting quarterback is back, who's was super effective against us last year, and is doing his same stuff this year. The offensive line, we think, they've got a highly regarded nationally guard, and the whole offensive line has played really well. They've really emphasized running the football, and I understand why with 3 backs that all are dangerous. And then they've got a tight end who I think is either their first or second leading receiver on the team. And when you look at the targets to catches, they don't miss much. And so it's a very, very, very effective offense. They don't seem to be trying to go fast, but a lot of motions and shifts to get you off balance. Majority 11 personnel, but do play some 12 personnel. And so it's going to be, again, another monster battle that started a couple days ago and will come to fruition.
Coach, you had some explosive offensive plays against Buffalo, but consistency and getting off to a good start offensively, what does this offense need to do on Saturday to hit the ground running?
Yeah, there's not a game that we haven't wanted to get off to a great start, So I don't know what the answer is to that. If we have 12 series, we want to score a touchdown on 12. So our first half of the season, our first time with the ball, it was really, really good. In the back half, we haven't. Just talking even about that first series. So we've got a really good plan. When our guys learn more about it, because it's just been one day, they'll feel very comfortable with it. They'll be confident in it, and it's a matter of going out and executing it. The second play of the game, Cole probably wishes he could have that ball back. We got 5 yards on the first one, and we threw an incomplete pass unnecessarily on the second play of the game, and it's a first down, and there we go. You go incomplete pass, and now you got your first third down, and, we're punting. So, we've got to execute.
Joey Zelinsky's in the room. You guys need to win to spend more time together, but
Yep.
Can you talk about what Zelinsky has meant to this program and to this defense?
Yeah, Joey, he shared his story the other week in his senior share, and, some of us knew it, but there was guys in the room that hadn't heard it all, and it's movie worthy. just the fight that how badly he wanted to play college football and going the junior college route, in his home state, and at times not having much hope, and writing letters out to college programs, and then Coach Needham responding to his letter, and then the recruiting process of trying to get him, out here to visit and whatnot, walked onto our team. Remember the first time that he was out on the field. I remember coming off the field and letting Coach Needham know, I was like, hey, he moves well, like this guy's going to have a chance. But body was not, in shape or ready or anything like that. But came and played that first year in 22 and was a part of it. And so within a half a year, decided to put him on scholarship. And he's just continued to take off, gone from walk-on to starting defensive end, who's playing at a high level, and who every single guy on this team, loves and believes in, and just an absolute joy to coach. I mean, grateful, humble, super confident, plays really, really hard, and he's talented. Everybody is going to be doing all we can, this week to extend the time that we have together.
Coach, we talked about the Michigan MAC trophy, but this game is essentially a winner-take-all for bowl eligibility. How is the team approaching? I cannot say this word. I cannot say this word.
You're good.
Sorry.
You're good.
This game, mentally and physically.
Well, I think that I would just tell you that we know that our backs are against the wall. That's been made crystal clear to everybody.
Yeah. And then what is your final message for this game, for your team?
Our backs are against the wall.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah.
Tony, I see you're on. Would you like to hop in?
Sure. Hey, Chris. Appreciate it.
Hey, Tony.
Just piggybacking on this, how much, obviously it's a big game, but how much emphasis do you put to your team and talking to them about how big one game is? Because this is it, do you make it a bigger deal than it needs to be, or how do you kind of emphasize it with them?
No, I think that it's important to make sure that everybody understands, what's at stake, and they do. But yeah, I don't, weird to say, but like we don't regret how we prepared and how the effort and all of those things that we put into senior night, in the Buffalo game. It was not a matter of, man, guys didn't know that it was going to be the last game and how important that game was and how, It just, so everybody understands that both of those two things are in play. We talked about the Central Michigan game, that being a semifinal. You have to win the semifinal in order to get to the final. And we won the semifinal, so we're in the final. And the Michigan MAC is a big deal. There's no question. So, and then bowl eligibility, we've been to bowl games in 6 out of the last 7 full seasons, and the one that we missed, we were 5-7, and we lost 3 overtime games, and we went for 2 against Army and lost, I think it was 27-28. We threw the ball in the end zone against Kentucky on the last play of the game. I think we lost 24-20. So lots of close games. So, going to a bowl game is super important to us. We know, we know that you've got to have at least 6 wins to, 6 wins to be bowl eligible. And this is our last one. So our guys know all those things. Our want to is, there's no issue. That's not an issue. We just got to prepare well, got to put great plans together, and then, at 1:30 have to be, at our best, and then have to play that way, not perfect, but have to play at a high level, for 4 quarters. In our league, you just can't get away with anything less.
Great, thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, Coach. Brings up Joey up.
All right, Joey.
Where is the mindset of this team? It's been a rough stretch since you guys last won in October. You guys have had 4 swipes of trying to get bowl eligibility. You got 1 shot left. What's the attitude of this team right now?
Yeah, I think obviously the plan wasn't to lose the 4 straight, right? But in my opinion, success, it isn't determined off your wins or your successes. It's how you bounce back from your losses. So I think this 4-game stretch taught us a lot about ourselves. Like Coach said, we have no regrets about our preparation. But we need to keep chopping wood and carrying water every single day. Taking the inches serious, taking practice serious, practicing like it's a game day. And I think a game like this has like a Super Bowl vibe. You know what I mean? Like I said in the torchbearer meeting, I seen the look in the guys' eyes like this isn't going to be our last time we play together. You know what I mean? And I believe this is one of them games where, just like Central, it's a rivalry game and it's about who's going to be more physical. You know what I mean? Who's going to punch someone in the mouth but do their job as aggressively as possible. So I do believe we're going to win this game.
What does this game mean to you personally as you get ready to play your last regular season game?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's kind of crazy how fast it went by. But, I mean, it means everything. This, like in my head, I know this isn't going to be the last time I put on an Eastern Michigan uniform. But I promise you, every single play, I'm going to give it my all. You know what I mean? And I owe it to the guys beside me, and especially the seniors, right? Because I know after the home game, our senior night, that was one of the worst ways to go out, right? Because obviously we practiced hard. We had a great game plan, but it's about execution. So we just got to execute on every single play. But to me, it means the world, you know what I mean? And they're going to get everything out of me, every ounce of blood, sweat, and tears this game.
Joey, this whole defensive line of seniors all playing the last regular season game, as you guys talk about facing Wolf and this Western Michigan offense, what do you guys feel you need to do to be effective to slow them down?
Yeah, I think the biggest part, the whole season, just do your job at a high level and very aggressive, right? Like I said, it's going to be an aggressive game. They was talking about they have a highly regarded offensive line. I feel like we have one of the best D-lines in the MAC. Like, you've seen guys putting up 22 tackles, Justo getting a sack, Jeff getting back there. Just guys doing their job at a high level. And I feel like with the game plan going in this week, we could just do our job simple, go in there, be violent, be aggressive, and I think we're going to win the line of scrimmage.
As we get to the final game of the season, in regular season, what has been the memorable moment for you here at Eastern?
Memorable moment, I would have to say, the Central game is something I've never seen before in my life. Coming back from a score like that in the 4th quarter, just, coming across when the offense scored, guys are still down, but then them just like bringing life in us, defense getting the 3 and out. That was probably one of the craziest wins I've ever been a part of, this season especially, but I feel like the most memorable moment is yet to come. I feel we got a bowl game coming, and I guarantee you the seniors and the guys who are not playing their last game, but last regular season game, is going to give everything they got. And I know Western's having the same conversation with their seniors. They probably have the exact same meetings as us. Their back's against the wall too. So I think it's, like I was saying, this isn't a game of how to, because we know how to do everything. Like we've seen every look you can see, it's week 12. It's a game of want to. Like how bad do you want this last one? You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, and looking beyond football, what are your plans after this season, and how has EMU shaped you to be the man you are today?
Yeah, obviously, like leading up to Eastern shaped me to be just a hardworking, gritty guy. You know what I mean? Putting in hours. But I'm gonna go ahead and just, try and keep it, be where my feet are right now, just beat Western, but, go into the pro day, hopefully, so you get a shot at any level. But right now, my sight's on just beating Western, and it's tough when the end of the season's coming up, but you gotta be where your feet are, be present, you know what I mean? In a world of distractions, focus is a superpower, so you just gotta keep your eye on the prize.
Thank you.
Tony, would you like to hop in?
I'm good, thank you.
All right. Joey, thank you very much.
Appreciate you guys, thank you.